Once upon a time, I did a video telling a story about how at a meeting at work, everybody was doing introductions and they forgot I was in the room. Yeah, I think it was maybe five of us, max seven, and they literally forgot that I was in the room to introduce myself. I'm laughing because what the hell? How do you forget out of seven people that they're not in the room? But it happened. It was a true story. I wasn't mad at anyone. I was just disappointed in myself. I was like, I had the, I was off mute, and multiple times I was like, okay, I'll go next. I'll introduce myself. And I didn't. I just, waited and waited and waited. And then the second to last person spoke, and I was like, okay, I'll go next. And then the person that was in charge of the meeting said, okay, that's everyone. And I just sat there like, oh, okay. Yay, I don't have to worry about awkwardly introducing myself or say anything. And then after the meeting was over, I was like, are you serious? Like, you're okay with not at least giving your awkward hello or, welcome to the team, all that stuff. Like, how is that okay for you? And I thought about it, and then, I came to the realization that I try to convince myself that, you know, it's okay. I didn't really want to say anything anyways, and thank God I didn't have to come off mute because if you work remote, it's it's not the end of the world if you say something in a meeting, but at the same time, if you don't, I feel like if I don't have to, I'm not gonna say anything. I'll just leave it, let everybody do their little chit chat, and I'll get back to work. And I convinced myself that that was okay for a little bit. And then came another meeting where a new team member was joining us, and everybody was introducing themselves. And they said, okay, well, that's everybody in this department, which I was in. And I was like, no, I'm here. But I didn't say anything. I just let it play out. I was like, okay, well, I got skipped over before. It's no big deal. Why do I even care? And as it went on and everybody else were introducing themselves, I was like, no, I do have a voice. I get to do my introduction. I am a part of this team. I am a valued member. Like I'm here. I'm good at my job. Why would I not want to introduce myself and let people know that I'm here? So I let a few others go. And then the person that was in charge of the meeting said, called my name and said, would you like to go or would you like the last person to go? And I was like, sure, I'll introduce myself. And then, I did my little thing and introduced myself. And then the last person did their introduction. And then, we concluded the meeting. And afterwards, I was like, talking to myself, like, I'm proud of you for um, giving your introduction and also for reminding myself at the moment while it was happening, like, no, I am a valued member of this team. Why would I not want to introduce myself? Whether I intend to stay at this job forever or until next week or whatever, like it doesn't matter. Like right now, in this moment, I am a part of the team. I am a valued part of the team. And so I also ask myself, am I afraid of being seen, or do I want to just feel like I belong? Because in the first meeting, even though it was smaller, I almost felt like I didn't belong there. Even though these are people that I have meetings with all day, every day. And then when it came to the second meeting, I was reminding myself that no, I am a part of this team. I am a valued part of this team, and I do belong here. So it wasn't a matter of was I afraid of being seen? It was that do I have a sense of belonging? And I feel like that goes back to a lot of things that goes on in my life because sometimes I tell myself like, oh no, I'm not going to go on YouTube, or at least I have told myself that for too many years. And I tell myself that you are afraid of being seen. You don't want anybody to see you. Remember growing up, you used to be in plays and do activities at school, and then people would notice you and you would be afraid. And it wasn't like that. It was more of a, do I belong here in that play, let's say, or in that presentation at school? Like, it wasn't a matter of, I'm afraid of being seen by everyone. It's more, do I have a sense of belonging? Do I feel like I belong here? And I feel like that has helped me to reframe this whole YouTube thing because, I used to watch videos of other um, girls and I didn't look like them. My hair wasn't like theirs. My eye color, lifestyle, money, everything else, family, childhood. And I used to always feel like, well, I don't want to be seen because I'm like the complete opposite of them. And then now I'm reframing it as I do belong on camera. Not in a conceited way, but in a I belong because I am doing this for people that look like me, not because of I'm afraid to stand out. It's more of I'm doing this for people that look like me, that always felt like they didn't belong, that always felt like um, they were afraid of being seen, but it wasn't being seen, it was just like a sense of belonging. Like, these are my friends, these are the women that I'm excited to hang out with. And, I enjoy being in their company versus I don't want anyone to see me because then I'll get too much attention and then it'll feel weird for me. Like I'm getting over that. And I've heard somebody else say that you don't have a fear of being seen, you have a fear of belonging. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. I never actually thought about it like that because I always felt like I didn't belong. Like, even growing up in Jamaica, I would joke with my mom that I was adopted because I didn't look like everyone else, and she would get so pissed off at me. And then go into the labor story and the hospital and bringing home a newborn and you know that whole mom conversation. It's funny now, but I'm sure she didn't find it funny at the time. But it's just interesting how when we kind of shift our perspective a little bit, like everything else, it feels different. Like it's still hard for me to get on camera and ramble for 10 minutes, but it's getting better because it's not so much about me anymore. It's more so about wanting others to know it's okay to also sit and ramble, because all the people that we see now with the big mics and the million subscribers and followers or whatever, they started rambling. I mean, unless they're a celebrity and they already had their platform set up before they were born, that's different. I'm talking to regular human beings that feel like they'll get in trouble if they are seen, or they feel like they don't have a community, or in order to get a community or build a community, you have to go through this awkward, painful thing of being seen, and it's it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And I feel like I'm losing the topic of what I was talking about. So going back to the story, so I can wrap it up. You don't have a fear of being seen. You have a fear of belonging. And once you come to terms and realize that you do belong, no matter what the room is, you are there, therefore you belong. And if you don't want to be there anymore, that's your decision to not be there anymore. But don't do what I did and sit in a meeting and let people say, okay, that's everyone, and just move on with their day and completely forget that you were in the room, because you belong in the room because you decided that you wanted to be in the room. So I know this was helpful in some way. I know the message is there somewhere, but you belong in the room that you're in. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.